Birdland Today, your daily dose of Orioles talk.
Hey, welcome to Birdland Today for Monday, February 24th. I don't know what the weather is like for you today, but for me, it is rain, all day rain. In fact, I canceled my trip to Sarasota where I was going to go for Sunday and Monday's game because there was so much rain today on Monday. And this rain means that the Orioles did announce that the 1 o'clock start today has been moved back to 4 o'clock. Not that we can really watch the games anyway, but this weekend we did get to watch some games. So rain doesn't affect you. It affects me today. What does affect all of us is that the Orioles did play on Saturday and Sunday games. Saturday's game was on TV. It was on MASN. It was on MLB TV. And Sunday's game was on the radio. So I was able to watch Saturday's game, and I listened to most of Sunday's game. What do you take from spring training? Like, it's so hard because I don't want to judge people on how they play at spring training, especially games 1 and 2. I like to think that things are mostly positive because I like to look and see and be like, okay, well, they're healthy. They're out there pitching. They're out there hitting. On the offensive side, Albert Suarez started the game on Saturday. And honestly, it was a disappointing start. 1.2 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, and 2 walks. And that would suck if that was a game. But this is spring training. We don't know what goes into these games. We don't know if he was told, I only want to see you pitch these 2 pitches. You're working on a new pitch, only throw that. I don't want your fastball to get up to full momentum. We don't know what they're working on. He said he felt good. Again, it's going through the motions. It's like any of us. I hate, we do this on 336, where we try to compare us playing softball or our kids' Little League games to the Baltimore Orioles. And it's not a fair comparison. There's nothing like it. But it's the same as in getting ready for spring training, where you have months off, and I know these guys are working out during the season, but it's still, you get out there for the first game, you got to shake the rust off a little bit. You just want to go through the motions, go through the rhythms, and get ready. And that's what this weekend was. It was going through the rhythms. Like Corbin Martin looked bad. Let's talk about some people that looked all right. Brian Baker. A lot of talk about Brian Baker this weekend. I guess he's working on a little mix-up to his changeup that is supposed to help him out a lot. And we only saw him for 1 inning. He didn't get any strikeouts, but he pitched fine. He got 3 outs, no runs. Kept that 0 ERA for spring training. So nothing to complain about there. The most innings pitched this weekend was Cade Povich. Well, no, that wasn't. Brandon Young got 3. But Cade Povich pitched 2 innings, and they were pretty good innings. I think it was 25 pitches, and 17 of them were strikes, and no walks, 1 strikeout, no hits. Cade Povich looked good. But again, who's he even facing? Because just like our guys, the other team's doing the same thing, where they're just going through the rhythm. I mentioned Brandon Young. No. Who did I mention? Yeah, Brandon Young, because he pitched 3 innings, and he gave up 2 hits. Got 2 strikeouts. If you want to look at someone that was impressive, look at Kyle Bernbach, because he pitched 2 innings and got 4 strikeouts. He did walk a guy, and he did give up 2 hits. But, again, what do we really take from spring training? I'm impressed by strikeouts on the pitching side. Because no matter who they're facing, at what level, they're professional baseball players. So a strikeout is good to me. On the offensive side, we don't have a whole lot to look at. Kobe Mayo seemed to hit the ball really well. Emmanuel Rivera got a home run and was hitting the ball really well. Jud Fabian got a hit. Vimeo Machine McCann, don't know anything about the guy, but he got 3 hits. Dylan Beavers, we talked about him last week and how he was able to get a hit. So that's all good. Again, we're talking at such a small sample side. Sammy Basello, great news on him from behind the plate. Cade Povich really praising him on his pitch framing. But at the plate, he did get one hit out of 3 at-bats. I don't know. If you do a batting average, that's 333. That'd be great. But we only got to see 3 at-bats from the guy. So what does that mean? Who knows? Who knows? And I think that's the big takeaway, is that none of this, we can't take anything away. Now, Kobe Mayo got 1 hit, 6 at-bats. He did drive in 2 guys there, so it's a clutch hit. So I'm excited about that. But again, a guy who I keep questioning how he fits on this team. We're going to need to see more offense from him in order to make it work. Emmanuel Rivera, guy that I think is a depth piece that's going to end up in Norfolk. He went 2 for 5. That's good. But you can see these guys that got the most hits, the most at-bats, Mayo, Machin, Rivera, Vasquez, Basallo, Beavers, Bradfield, Kerstead, Adams. What do all these guys have in common? They all have something to prove. Enrique Bradfield Jr. Got caught stealing once. He's supposed to be known for his speed. And he got caught stealing and no hits this weekend. So, again, I want to be concerned about that, but I also realize it is the first 2 spring training games. I'm not going to be negative on these guys. I'm not going to be negative that Kerstead struck out 2 out of his 3 times at bat. I'm not going to be negative that Gunnar Henderson did 2 at bats and did nothing, no hits. That Jackson Holiday went 1 for 2, not 1 for 2. He got a strikeout. I'm not going to be negative that any of these guys, that Colton Cowser got 1 at bat and that's it, did nothing. I'm not going to be negative that Jordan Westburg got 1 hit because he only got 2 at-bats. That's batting 500. I'm not going to get excited either because that's 2 at-bats. It's 1 total hit. I don't know how to handle these games. I enjoy watching them. I enjoy listening to them. I am still going to make my way over to Sarasota. I am more impressed looking at the size of Tyler O'Neill, at the muscle that Jackson Holiday put on, of Felix Bautista throwing in the bullpen. These are the things I get more excited about. And as my phone's going off, I think we'll wrap it up there because I got to take that call. But make sure you subscribe to Birdland today, and I will see you tomorrow.